Did you know that your body can literally switch on a belly fat storage mode even when you eat healthy? Yes, that stubborn midsection fat isn't always about calories, it's about signals. And the best part? You can turn it off naturally. Welcome to Woman Healthy Tips, where we break down science-backed secrets to help women feel strong, confident, and in control of their health. Today, we're uncovering how to turn off belly fat storage mode naturally, and you'll be surprised how much power you already have to do it. Let's dive in. When we talk about turning off belly fat storage mode naturally, the first and most powerful factor that comes into play is insulin balance. Many people think fat storage is purely about overeating or not moving enough, but the truth is that your body's hormones are often the real decision makers behind where and how you store fat. Insulin is one of those key messengers. It's produced by the pancreas, and its main job is to help move glucose from your blood into your cells for energy. The problem starts when your insulin is constantly elevated. This can happen from eating too many refined carbs, sugary snacks, or even just frequent grazing throughout the day. When insulin levels are high, your body switches into storage mode. It stores the extra glucose as fat, and unfortunately, much of it ends up around your midsection. That is why people who eat too often or consume too much sugar tend to notice stubborn belly fat that doesn't go away easily, even with exercise. To understand it simply, insulin is like a key that unlocks your cells to let sugar in. But when your body gets flooded with too much sugar too often, the cells start ignoring insulin's knock at the door. This condition is called insulin resistance, and it's one of the main reasons people develop belly fat, cravings, and low energy. When insulin resistance sets in, your body produces even more insulin in response, creating a cycle of constant fat storage. The good news is that this cycle can be reversed naturally. The first step is to focus on foods that keep insulin steady instead of causing spikes. Whole foods that contain protein, healthy fats, and fiber digest more slowly and prevent sharp increases in blood sugar. Think of a breakfast made with eggs, vegetables, and avocado instead of cereal or toast with jam. That one change alone helps your body switch from storing fat to burning it. It's also important to consider how often you eat. Many people snack throughout the day, believing it helps maintain energy, but in reality, every time you eat, your insulin rises slightly. When you give your body short periods without food, insulin levels have a chance to drop, and your body can finally access stored fat for energy. This doesn't mean you need to fast for long hours. Even simple adjustments like waiting 3 to 4 hours between meals and avoiding late night snacks can make a noticeable difference. Allowing your insulin to rest is what allows your metabolism to wake up. Movement also plays a role in balancing insulin. When you move your muscles through walking, strength training, or even simple stretching, your cells become more sensitive to insulin, meaning they use glucose more efficiently and store less fat. This is one reason why regular physical activity, even in small amounts, helps with belly fat reduction. It's not only about burning calories, but about teaching your body how to respond to insulin correctly. Think of movement as reminding your body that it doesn't need to hold on to stored fat for survival. Hydration is another often overlooked element in controlling insulin. When you are dehydrated, your blood becomes more concentrated, and this can affect how insulin functions. Drinking enough water throughout the day helps stabilize blood sugar levels and supports all the processes that keep your metabolism active. Even something as simple as drinking a glass of water before meals can help reduce unnecessary spikes in insulin. Stress also indirectly impacts insulin levels because of the hormone cortisol. When you're under constant stress, your body releases more glucose into the bloodstream for quick energy, leading to a rise in insulin. That's why stress management and insulin balance go hand in hand. Deep breathing, mindfulness, or a short daily walk can help lower stress hormones, which in turn helps stabilize insulin and reduce fat storage. There's also a connection between sleep and insulin control. Poor sleep raises cortisol and decreases your insulin sensitivity, meaning your body requires more insulin to handle the same amount of glucose. Getting enough restful sleep isn't just about energy. It's about allowing your body to regulate its hormones efficiently. When you sleep well, your insulin works better, your metabolism stays balanced, and your hunger hormones stabilize, preventing those late-night cravings that push you back into storage mode. Understanding how to balance insulin is like learning how to turn a master switch on your metabolism. When it's in harmony, your body naturally starts burning stored fats. You'll notice fewer cravings, more energy, and a gradual softening of stubborn belly fat. The shift isn't instant, but with consistency, your body responds in a powerful way. It's a process of teaching your system that it's safe to burn fat again. Every small step you take towards stabilizing insulin is a message to your body that it can let go of the stored energy it's been holding onto for so long. Now, while insulin sets the stage for fat storage, the next major player is cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol is meant to help you survive short-term stress, like escaping danger, but today's modern lifestyle keeps cortisol levels high for long periods. This constant state of alert is what keeps your body locked in belly fat storage mode. When cortisol rises, it signals your body to release glucose into the blood for quick energy, preparing you to fight or flee. But if you're sitting at a desk, driving in traffic, or juggling daily pressures without burning off that energy, all that glucose ends up being stored as fat, especially in the abdominal area. The body does this as a protective response because it interprets chronic stress as a sign of scarcity or danger. The link between cortisol and belly fat isn't just psychological. Elevated cortisol also affects appetite. It makes you crave high-calorie comfort foods, which combine sugar and fat, giving a temporary feeling of relief. But this quick comfort has a hidden cost. The insulin spikes that follow these cravings make your body store more fat, and cortisol continues the cycle by keeping you in that alert state. This is why stress management is not just about emotional well-being, but about metabolic balance too. To naturally turn off cortisol-driven fat storage, you have to teach your body to feel safe. Again, small daily practices can help. Start your mornings with slow, deep breathing instead of rushing to check your phone. Even a few minutes of mindfulness or meditation can send a message to your nervous system that you are not in danger. Regular movement also helps reduce cortisol because physical activity releases endorphins, which calm your stress response. The type of exercise matters too. Overexercising, especially high-intensity workouts done too frequently, can actually raise cortisol. Gentle strength training, yoga, stretching, or brisk walking are better for calming the system while keeping your metabolism active. Nutrition also plays a role in controlling cortisol. When you skip meals or eat irregularly, your blood sugar drops, and your body responds by releasing more cortisol to raise it back up. Keeping your meals balanced and consistent prevents those spikes and crashes that signal stress to your system, including magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, nuts, and seeds can also support cortisol balance because magnesium helps your body relax and improves sleep quality. Sleep again becomes crucial here. Cortisol naturally follows a rhythm, rising in the morning to help you wake up and lowering at night to allow rest. When you stay up late or get poor sleep, this rhythm is disrupted, keeping cortisol high at night when it should be low. Over time, this leads to more fat storage and less energy during the day. A consistent bedtime routine, avoiding screens before bed, and keeping your room dark and cool can help your body return to its natural rhythm. Another overlooked factor is mindset. Constant negative thinking or worry keeps your brain in a stress loop. Learning to shift your focus toward gratitude or practicing positive affirmations can lower cortisol levels. Even spending time in nature or connecting with loved ones activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's rest and recovery mode. The calmer your nervous system, the more your body feels safe to release stored fat. Hydration also affects cortisol because dehydration itself is a physical stressor. Drinking enough water helps your body process cortisol more effectively and keeps your system in balance. Herbal teas like chamomile or ashwagandha can also support relaxation and hormonal balance naturally. It's important to remember that cortisol itself is not the enemy. You need it in small amounts to feel alert and motivated. The goal is balance, not elimination. When cortisol is well managed, it works with your body, not against it. It helps you wake up with energy, focus on your goals, and handle daily challenges without turning on that fat storage switch. When insulin and cortisol are both balanced, your body starts to operate in harmony. Energy becomes steady throughout the day, cravings fade, and fat is no longer stored as an emergency reserve. This is how turning off belly fat storage mode naturally truly works. It's not about diets or deprivation, but about teaching your body to return to its original rhythm. Each choice you make, what you eat, how you manage stress, how you rest, communicates a message to your hormones. If the message says calm, nourished, and safe, your body no longer feels the need to hold on to fat for protection. It begins to release it effortlessly. When you start applying these two principles in your daily life, you begin to see how interconnected your body systems are. A healthy breakfast that stabilizes insulin sets the tone for steady energy. A calm morning routine that keeps cortisol in check prevents cravings later in the day. When you handle your stress response through mindful actions, your insulin stays stable and the fat burning process stays active. Every balanced meal, every moment of deep breathing, every full night of sleep adds up. The changes may start small, but the effects ripple through your entire system. Your belly fat didn't appear overnight and it won't disappear instantly. But when you turn off the body's storage signals, you give yourself the power to transform from within. What's remarkable is that once your body starts trusting you again, trusting that it will get nourishment, rest, and peace, it naturally returns to balance. Fat storage mode fades, energy rises, and your metabolism becomes responsive. You stop fighting your body, and instead, you work with it. This is what it means to turn off belly fat storage mode naturally. It's not a quick fix, it's a return to harmony between your mind, your hormones, and your metabolism. One of the most overlooked factors that keeps the body stuck in belly fat storage mode is poor sleep. People often underestimate how much rest affects their hormones, metabolism, and appetite. Sleep is not just a time for recovery, it's a built-in reset for your entire hormonal system. When you sleep well, your body balances the hormones that control hunger, stress, and fat metabolism. But when you cut sleep short, your body goes into survival mode. It begins to crave quick energy, slows down fat burning, and increases fat storage, especially around your waist. That's why many people who try to lose belly fat through diet and exercise alone find it frustrating when the results don't match their effort. The missing link is often sleep. When the body doesn't get at least 7 hours of deep, restorative sleep, it produces more of the hunger hormone ghrelin and less of the satiety hormone leptin. This means you wake up feeling hungrier, even if you've eaten enough the day before. You might notice stronger cravings for sugary or high-carb foods in the morning because your body is desperate for a quick source of energy. At the same time, lack of sleep raises cortisol, the stress hormone that promotes fat storage around the belly. The combination of increased hunger and elevated cortisol becomes the perfect recipe for fat accumulation. Your body starts to store fat, not because it wants to, but because it's trying to protect you from what it perceives as a lack of energy or stability. Think about the times you stayed up late and woke up groggy. Your mind feels foggy, your mood is low, and your willpower disappears. That's not just tiredness, it's your brain running on low fuel. When you're sleep deprived, the part of your brain responsible for decision making slows down, while the emotional center that drives cravings becomes more active. This is why you're more likely to reach for processed snacks or skip your workout after a poor night's rest. The body is simply trying to compensate for the energy deficit caused by lack of sleep. Over time, this pattern keeps your metabolism sluggish and your fat-burning potential suppressed. Restoring quality sleep is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to turn off belly fat storage mode naturally. Start by setting a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps your body regulate its internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm. When this rhythm is balanced, hormones like insulin, cortisol, and melatonin all work together efficiently. Avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and screen time close to bedtime because they disrupt melatonin production, making it harder for your body to fall asleep. Creating a relaxing pre-sleep routine such as dimming the lights, reading, or deep breathing signals to your body that it's time to rest. It's also important to understand that quality of sleep matters as much as quantity. Deep sleep stages are where most hormonal repair happens. During these stages, your body releases growth hormone, which not only supports muscle repair, but also promotes fat metabolism. If you constantly wake up during the night, your body never fully enters these deep sleep cycles, leaving your metabolism in an incomplete recovery state. Making your bedroom environment calm, cool, and dark helps encourage uninterrupted sleep. Even small habits like keeping your phone away from the bed or reducing noise can make a significant difference in how deeply you rest. Sleep and metabolism are connected in a continuous feedback loop. When you sleep well, your hormones stay balanced, your cravings decrease, and your body burns fat efficiently. But when sleep suffers, your metabolism slows, and your body switches back into storage mode. The shift can happen quickly, even after just a few nights of poor sleep. That's why prioritizing rest is not a luxury, but a metabolic necessity. By allowing your body to recover every night, you give it permission to release stored fat instead of clinging to it. Moving from sleep to eating patterns, another major factor that determines whether your body stores or burns fat is meal timing. Many people focus only on what they eat, but when you eat can be just as important. Your body operates on natural cycles, and insulin levels rise and fall throughout the day, depending on when you eat. Constantly eating, grazing, or snacking means insulin remains elevated, which prevents your body from using stored fat for energy. The moment you give your body a break between meals, insulin levels drop, and your metabolism switches from storage to fat-burning mode. This is why spacing out meals and avoiding constant snacking can be one of the most effective strategies for reducing belly fat. It's not about starvation, but about allowing natural hormonal rhythms to work. Imagine your metabolism like a switch with two positions, store and burn. When insulin is high, the switch is on store. When insulin falls, it moves to burn. The longer your body stays in the burning state, the more fat it uses for fuel. Eating too frequently, especially high-carb snacks, keeps your body locked in storage mode. Practicing gentle meal spacing or intermittent fasting can help restore balance. This doesn't mean skipping meals entirely or forcing long fasts. Even a 12-hour overnight gap between dinner and breakfast can make a difference. For example, finishing dinner by 7 p.m. and eating breakfast at 7 a.m. gives your body enough time to lower insulin and start tapping into stored fat. Over time, your metabolism becomes more flexible and better at switching between burning carbohydrates and burning fat. That metabolic flexibility is what keeps your energy stable and prevents fat from piling up in the belly area. Eating within a consistent window also aligns with your circadian rhythm. Your body's internal clock influences how well it digests and metabolizes food. Studies show that eating late at night, when your metabolism naturally slows, increases fat storage. This is because insulin sensitivity decreases in the evening, meaning your body doesn't handle sugar as efficiently. By keeping your main meals earlier in the day, when your metabolism is at its peak, you naturally encourage your body to burn more energy and store less. It's also important to pay attention to meal composition when adjusting your eating patterns. If you go too long without eating and then overeat processed carbs, your insulin will spike again, undoing the benefits of meal spacing. Instead, focus on balanced meals with protein, fiber, and healthy fats. These nutrients digest slowly, keeping you satisfied longer and preventing sudden hunger that leads to overeating. A lunch with lean protein, colorful vegetables, and olive oil or avocado can keep insulin stable for hours, allowing your metabolism to stay in fat-burning mode between meals. Hydration plays a subtle but vital role here too. People often confuse thirst with hunger and end up snacking unnecessarily, which disrupts insulin balance. Drinking water regularly helps control appetite and keeps metabolism active. Even drinking water before meals can help moderate your hunger and support better digestion. Herbal teas like green tea or cinnamon tea can also aid in balancing blood sugar, helping to maintain that low insulin state needed for fat burning. Beyond food and hydration, lifestyle habits around eating times matter. Eating while distracted, such as in front of screens or while working, affects how your body processes food. When you eat mindfully and chew slowly, your brain has time to register fullness, which naturally reduces overeating. Mindful eating also helps regulate hormones like leptin, improving your body's ability to recognize when it's full. Combining proper meal timing with good sleep forms a powerful foundation for turning off belly fat storage mode. Both work through the same underlying mechanism, hormonal harmony. Sleep balances cortisol, ghrelin, and leptin, while meal timing regulates insulin. Together, they create the perfect environment for your body to shift from holding fat to burning it. You start waking up with more energy, fewer cravings, and a lighter feeling in your midsection, not because you're forcing your body to lose fat, but because you've stopped sending it the signal to store it. It's also worth noting how these habits influence each other. Poor sleep makes you crave more food, and late night eating disrupts sleep. On the other hand, eating at the right times helps improve sleep quality. When you finish your last meal a few hours before bed, your digestion settles and your body can focus on rest and repair. This deepens your sleep cycles and supports better hormonal balance the next day. Each habit reinforces the other, creating a natural rhythm that supports fat loss and overall well-being. When your meals are timed with your body's natural rhythms and your nights are filled with restorative sleep, you begin to notice more than just physical changes. Mental clarity improves, energy becomes consistent, and emotional balance returns. Your body no longer feels like it's fighting you. Instead, it starts working with you. This alignment between what your body needs and how you treat it is what truly shuts off fat storage mode. It's not about strict rules or deprivation, but about understanding the signals your body sends and responding in a way that supports its natural design. Over time, as your sleep improves and your eating rhythm stabilizes, your body becomes incredibly efficient. It begins to burn stored fat for energy without you needing to push harder in your workouts or cut calories drastically. The result feels effortless because it's not forced. It's simply your body doing what it was meant to do when given the right conditions. The deeper truth about turning off belly fat storage mode naturally lies in this balance. When your hormones, sleep, and meal timing align, fat loss becomes a natural outcome of a healthy, well-regulated system. When you think about turning off belly fat storage mode naturally, one of the most transformative steps you can take is to start moving your body with purpose. Movement is not just about burning calories or chasing a number on the scale. It's about sending your body the right hormonal signals. When you move regularly, you tell your body that it no longer needs to store energy as fat for later use. Instead, it learns to use that energy now. The problem today is that many people spend most of their day sitting, working long hours, and being surrounded by stress without much physical outlet. This lack of movement creates a message in the body that energy should be conserved and stored, particularly around the abdomen. Once you understand that your body stores fat based on signals, not just food intake, you begin to realize that movement is one of the most natural ways to flip that switch back toward fat burning. Exercise directly affects the hormones responsible for fat storage. One of the most important of these is insulin. When you move your muscles, especially through strength training or resistance exercises, your cells become more sensitive to insulin. That means your body doesn't need to release as much of it to manage blood sugar levels. The lower and more stable your insulin levels, the less your body is in storage mode. You start to unlock fat cells for energy instead of locking them away. Even walking after meals can have a big impact on insulin regulation. It doesn't have to be intense or complicated. The key is consistency. Every bit of movement teaches your body that it can trust you to use the energy you consume. Another powerful benefit of exercise is how it influences cortisol, the stress hormone that promotes belly fat. When you exercise correctly, it helps regulate cortisol rather than increase it. But this balance depends on the type of movement you choose. Overtraining or pushing yourself too hard with high-intensity workouts every day can actually raise cortisol, which keeps your body in fat storage mode. That's why it's so important to find the right mix of activities that strengthen your body while calming your system. Strength training 2 or 3 times a week combined with gentle movement like walking, yoga, or stretching on other days is a great approach. These types of exercises help lower stress, build muscle, and signal to your body that it doesn't need to cling to extra fat for survival. Building muscle also has a long-term impact on how your metabolism functions. Muscle tissue is more metabolically active than fat tissue, which means the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns even at rest. This doesn't mean becoming bulky or lifting heavy weights beyond your comfort zone. It simply means challenging your muscles enough to grow stronger. When you replace even a small percentage of body fat with lean muscle, your metabolic rate rises naturally. You might not see huge changes on the scale right away, but you'll feel more energized, more confident, and notice your body becoming leaner and more toned over time. Your clothes start fitting differently, your posture improves, and your overall strength increases, all of which reinforce your body's fat-burning signals. It's also worth mentioning how exercise affects other aspects of your hormonal system. Regular movement increases the release of endorphins, the feel-good chemicals that elevate mood and reduce stress. When your mood improves, you're less likely to turn to food for comfort or fall into cycles of emotional eating, which are often triggered by stress. Exercise also improves blood circulation, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body, including your digestive system and liver, which are responsible for metabolizing fat. With better blood flow, your body becomes more efficient at breaking down and eliminating stored fat. One of the simplest ways to stay consistent with movement is to make it enjoyable. If your exercise routine feels like a chore, your body perceives it as stress. But if you find movement that brings you joy, dancing, hiking, swimming, or simply walking, outdoors your body relaxes and responds better. The key is to make physical activity a part of your daily life rather than something you force yourself to do occasionally. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be regular. Even small movements done consistently create lasting change. When you move daily, you teach your metabolism to stay active, and that steady rhythm gradually turns off the fat storage mode your body once relied on. As your body adjusts to this new pattern of movement, you begin to notice another important area that affects fat storage, your gut health. The gut is like a command center for your metabolism, your immune system, and even your mood. Inside your digestive tract live trillions of microorganisms, bacteria that play a crucial role in how your body stores or burns fat. When your gut is healthy and balanced, it supports proper digestion, reduces inflammation, and helps regulate hormones. But when it's imbalanced, often due to processed foods, lack of fiber, or high stress, it sends out distress signals that can lead to fat storage, particularly around the abdomen. Many people don't realize that an unhealthy gut can trigger bloating, cravings, low energy, and hormonal imbalances that make it difficult to lose belly fat. When your gut bacteria are out of balance, they can affect how efficiently your body extracts calories from food. Certain types of bacteria encourage fat storage, while others promote fat burning. A diet high in processed foods and sugar tends to feed the wrong kind of bacteria, leading to inflammation and a sluggish metabolism. To restore balance, the first step is to feed your gut with foods that support the growth of beneficial bacteria. These include fiber-rich vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and legumes. Fiber acts as fuel for the good bacteria, helping them thrive and keep the harmful ones under control. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and kombucha are also incredibly beneficial because they introduce live probiotics into your gut. These friendly bacteria help improve digestion, reduce bloating, and support better nutrient absorption. A balanced gut also influences your hormones in subtle but powerful ways. About 70% of your body's serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter, is produced in your gut. When your gut is healthy, your mood improves, your stress levels lower, and your cravings for unhealthy foods decrease. This is because your gut and brain communicate constantly through what scientists call the gut-brain axis. When your gut sends signals of balance and calm, your brain responds in the same way. But when it's inflamed or imbalanced, it triggers stress responses that can elevate cortisol and push your body back into fat storage mode. So by healing your gut, you not only improve digestion, but also calm your nervous system and create an internal environment that favors fat loss. Hydration plays an important role here as well. Your digestive system needs water to process nutrients efficiently and to eliminate waste. When you're dehydrated, digestion slows, toxins accumulate, and your metabolism weakens. Drinking enough water throughout the day keeps your gut lining healthy, supports the balance of bacteria, and helps your body flush out waste products that can interfere with fat metabolism. It's a simple habit that greatly influences how effectively your body can stay out of storage mode. Another factor that affects gut health and belly fat is inflammation. When the gut lining becomes damaged due to poor diet, stress, or medications like antibiotics, it can allow toxins and undigested particles to leak into the bloodstream. This triggers inflammation, which raises cortisol and insulin, the same hormones responsible for fat storage. Healing your gut means calming that inflammation. This can be done by reducing processed foods, cutting back on refined sugar, and incorporating anti-inflammatory foods like leafy greens, fatty fish, olive oil, and turmeric. Over time, this reduces stress on your digestive system, improves nutrient absorption, and helps your metabolism function more efficiently. Physical movement also supports gut health in a surprising way. Exercise stimulates intestinal contractions, which helps food move through the digestive tract more smoothly, preventing constipation and promoting a healthier microbiome. People who move regularly often report better digestion, less bloating, and more energy, which all contribute to a leaner midsection. It's another example of how interconnected your body systems are. Your muscles, your digestion, and your hormones all work together. When one system improves, the others follow. A healthy gut also improves how your body responds to hunger and fullness signals. When your gut bacteria are balanced, they communicate clearly with your brain about when you've eaten enough. This prevents overeating and helps regulate appetite naturally. On the other hand, when your gut is imbalanced, those signals get distorted, making it harder to feel satisfied even after a meal. This often leads to constant snacking or late-night cravings, which keep insulin high and maintain the fat storage mode you're trying to turn off. Repairing your gut restores this natural communication, allowing your body to regulate appetite effortlessly. Sleep, stress management, and movement all feed into gut health as well. Poor sleep and chronic stress disrupt your gut microbiome, while consistent movement and relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation help restore balance. It's not about doing one thing perfectly, but about creating harmony among all these areas. When your gut is nourished, your hormones balanced, and your body active, you naturally shift into fat-burning mode. You don't need to push harder or restrict yourself harshly. Your body starts to cooperate with you again. When you combine consistent movement with a focus on gut healing, you create the perfect internal environment for your body to function optimally. Movement strengthens your muscles and metabolism, while a healthy gut ensures that your hormones and digestion stay in sync. Together, they eliminate the root causes of fat storage, insulin resistance, cortisol imbalance, and inflammation. Instead of relying on willpower or quick fixes, you begin to see change through alignment and consistency. Your belly fat starts to reduce not because you forced your body to lose it, but because you removed the signals that told it to hold on. Each walk, each strength session, each healthy meal, and each glass of water becomes a message of balance to your body, guiding it back to its natural state of health and energy. So let's recap. To turn off belly fat storage mode naturally, you need to balance insulin, manage stress, prioritize sleep, eat at the right times, move consistently, and heal your gut. Each of these steps works together, not overnight, but over time to reset your body's natural fat-burning rhythm. If this video gave you value, hit that like button, subscribe to Women Healthy Tips, and comment below with which tip you'll start applying today. And remember, your body isn't your enemy, it's your messenger. Listen to it, care for it, and it will respond. The power to change isn't out there, it's already within you.